Hey everybody, Cole here with Classic Mini DIY, and on today's episode I'm going to show you guys how to install your own set of 4 big ass fog lights like I have on my Classic Mini. So stay tuned for that. All right, welcome to the next episode of Classic Mini DIY. This is something that I have received a ton of requests for over the, 8 years that I have run this channel. People have asked where I've gotten these brackets for my big Hella lights on the front of my Mini and where they can get some for themselves to match the rally look of my Classic Mini. Well, for all of those years, I have had to tell them that this is a custom installation. These brackets were made by a friend of mine who welded them together and made a bracket that fits up on the Classic Mini. But that is where things are going to change today. I am really happy to share with you guys that we are now going to be carrying a set of the Rally light brackets for you to mount a set of 4 Hella or alternative fog lights on your Classic Mini, just like this setup. Now today, I'm going to show you guys how these brackets work, how to mount them to your front bumper and front valence, and these are now available for pre-order on my store. The link is in my description if you want to get a set to mount some lights up to your car. Now the kit that I'm going to be carrying is something that I have designed. It is custom laser cut and bent, so they are all identical and will be a perfect fit for your Classic Mini. And they are going to come with the hardware to mount to the front of your car. It does require a little bit of drilling, but nothing too serious. And unlike the ones that I'm holding right now, they will all come powder coated black. So very excited about this. It took me a little while to get these just right, and I can't wait to share them with you guys. But first, we need to take the existing set off of my car so I can show you guys how the new ones are going to go on. So let's use a little bit of movie magic. All right, with that out of the way, I've got a few things taken off of the front of the car, as you can see. Now, I've got my grille off, I've got my front bumper off, and I've got the hood open. And the reason we need access to all of this is because we need to be able to access where the original rubber grommets go into the front valance on the top. We need access to the lower lip here that holds on the bumper. And then I like to have the grille open because it just makes accessing all of these things much easier. So jump over here. I'm going to show you exactly how these have been installed on my car already and how you can do this on your car. Okay, so the way that these mount is pretty straightforward, but I want to show you guys just in a little bit more detail. On your front valance, at least the upper portion here, originally there was a hole here and a hole over here that held a little rubber grommet that helped reduce the vibration between the body of the car and your hood. Now this kit is going to take over that hole, and in my case, and what I would recommend you guys do, is use a small riv nut hole here. This is going to allow you to have a captive thread built right into this upper valance, and then that is going to mount your new bracket right here, and then we'll drill a hole. In my case, I've already got a hole down here on the front, which will allow the stabilization at the bottom of this bracket. Now these bends are all pretty specific, but one thing I have found with Minis is that everything's a little bit different over the years, and you might find that you need to bend this a little bit more just to get this just right for your car. But the idea is that this will mount right up here, and in my case, got a little countersunk screw here. We have another bolt, and down here, I don't use a riv nut, though you certainly can. And that mounts right in here. Now, we have our bracket in place, but we don't have our lights installed. What I've done is set up 2 pre-drilled holes here to allow you to mount your Hella lights. Now, mounting your Hella lights is pretty straightforward, but essentially what you're going to be doing is adjusting one of the brackets to be at a 90 degree, and that is going to go right here. And then your other bracket goes in right at the top. and you simply bolt those in place. And now, just like that, you have two beautifully mounted Hella lights, and it's that simple. You have a bolt hole down here, your riv nut up here, and then your two holes to mount the Hella lights right here. Now let's step back and take a look at this from a distance. Now there are a couple things that I did with this kit that is a little bit different from the set that I had on my car previously. And one of those is to set up a little bit more angle on the front of this bracket so that the grill can be slid back in without having to disconnect your bracket. It just makes the whole installation and removal much easier. Sorry for that awful noise. But that lets you slide the grill in without having to fuss, and it slides behind this bracket nice and easy. Now, one thing you probably will notice is that this bulb down here is upside down. I went back and forth about how to mount this and how to create the best pivot and the best look. And the reason I chose to go this way with the hole up at the top is because it does give a little bit more flexibility with other lights. Should you want to use something like a CBIE or something bigger, these are very skinny lights, but if you want something that's thicker, you have more flexibility this way because of the angle and how this bends and can be repositioned. But that's it. They're basically just two bolt holes that mount in really easily. There's not really any fuss to them. And it does support a wide array of Hella lights that I have tested. I'm sure that it fits a ton of other light bulbs that I just haven't had an opportunity to test yet, but I would love any feedback should you guys purchase a set of these and find something that fits really well. I have all the details about the size of the hole that's available on the back of these, the hardware that comes with it. Now, I did mention that I am going to be including a riv nut for the top. I am going to include one for the bottom should you choose to use one down there. However, a hole with a simple bolt and a nut is perfectly fine and has been working really well for me over the years. So this is version 1. If you guys have any feedback, have any questions, feel free to post it in the comment section below. But I'm super excited about this. If you want to pick one up, help support the channel, help support builds like the one that is behind this set of lights, please head over to my store and pick up a set of these brackets and you won't be disappointed. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in today. That's it. Nice and short episode. And I will see you guys on the next one.